The restaurant fell into an uneasy silence. Every waiter had backed away from one table, except one. All eyes turned as the new waitress stepped forward. Her voice calm but unshakable. Sir, that's enough. What happened next would leave the entire room stunned. The rain outside La Belle Maison drummed against the tall glass windows. But inside, the atmosphere was warm, golden, and alive with quiet conversation. It was the city's most exclusive restaurant, where reservations were made months in advance and where the price of a bottle of wine could match a month's rent. Tonight, the air carried the buttery aroma of roasted duck and the subtle perfume of roses on every table. The pianist played a slow, romantic tune in the corner, but at table 5, the music couldn't drown out his voice. Victor Langford, a man who had made his fortune in real estate and, over time, had gained another reputation, one no amount of money could polish: arrogant, impossible to please, quick to humiliate. The staff recognized him the moment he walked in. His presence was a silent alarm. He didn't just complain, he dismantled people, word by word, until they left in tears. The first blow came to Emily, the head waitress. This wine is too warm, he said after one sip. Do you store it next to the ovens? She hurried to replace it. Cheeks burning. Next came the bread. Too hard. The soup. Too cold. Every plate was met with a complaint sharper than the last. The louder he spoke, the more heads turned, until nearly the whole restaurant was watching. One by one, the staff began avoiding his table. Orders were delayed. Trays rerouted. No one wanted to be his next target. Even Emily, the most experienced on the team, finally stepped back and whispered, I can't deal with him tonight. Manager's jaw tightened. They couldn't afford to lose a high-profile client like Victor, but they also couldn't afford the scene he was creating. That's when the front door opened, and Amara stepped in. It was her first night. Tall, graceful, and with a presence that made her seem instantly in control. Her uniform was crisp, her posture confident, and her dark eyes missed nothing. She noticed the tense energy immediately. The whispers. The way everyone avoided one corner of the dining room. Who's at table 5? She asked the busboy. He hesitated. Victor Langford. Rich, impossible, dangerous for your job. Stay away. Amara's brow lifted slightly. Noted. But instead of staying away, she walked straight toward him. Victor didn't even look up as she approached. Finally, he said, swirling his wine, send me someone who knows what they're doing. Good evening, Mr. Langford, Amara said, her voice smooth and steady. I hear you've had some issues with your meal. Issues. He scoffed. This place is a circus. And so far, every clown they've sent has been useless. The nearby tables went silent. Even the pianist's hands hovered over the keys, pausing. Mid-song, Amara didn't flinch. Sir, she said, her tone even, I want to help you enjoy your evening. But I need you to speak to me with the same respect you expect from us. Victor's eyes narrowed. Do you have any idea who you're talking to? Yes, she said simply. And I also know no one is above basic courtesy. A murmur rippled through the restaurant. One man at a nearby table smirked, clearly enjoying the show. For a moment, Victor just stared at her, surprised that anyone had the nerve to speak to him like that. Then he leaned back in his chair. Fine, he said slowly. Impress me. Bring me something I'll actually want to eat. Surprise me. In the kitchen, the chef was pacing, ready to throw in the towel. Amara stepped in and quietly explained her plan. Together, they created a dish not even on the menu. Perfectly seared salmon with a delicate citrus glaze, truffle risotto, and seasonal vegetables. Plated with the kind of care reserved for royalty. When she brought it out, she didn't oversell. Here you are, sir, she said simply. I hope this meets your expectations. Victor took a bite. His fork hovered in the air for a long moment before he took another. And another. The tension in the room began to fade. Conversations resumed. The piano played again. And people started smiling at the sight of him eating in silence for the first time all evening. When the bill arrived, Victor asked for Amara. "You've got backbone," he said, almost grudgingly. "Most people here are too afraid to stand up to me." "I respect that. Respect is earned both ways," she replied with a faint smile. He signed the check and left a tip so large it covered a month of her rent. But more importantly, he left without a single insult. Some people believe power means speaking the loudest, but real power, the kind that leaves an impression, comes from calm strength, from knowing when to stand tall and refuse disrespect. Sometimes it takes one person's courage to change the whole room.